Hopefully this works. Hopefully. 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 Hello, everybody. Blue IKEA says hi. Carter says hello. Colton says hi. Xavier says hey. Caleb says hi. TR says yo. Christopher says hey. Kason says hi. Xavier says, man, I'm so happy today. I finally bought a compact portable. Nice. Marco says, yo, love the long hair, man. Thank you. Awesome Vacuum says hi, Chance. CS8 says, hey. Rick Hoover says hi, hi. Caleb says, can you please show us your vacuums? There you go. I assume you mean a collection video. I'll do one relatively soon. I just gotta organize some stuff first. Colton says, I got a blue Dirt Devil Dynamite at a yard sale. Nikolai says, hi. Rick Hoover says, lift off bagged. Yes, indeed. Lift off bagged. CS8 says, hey, that lift off. Robert says, what is white Bissell behind the black vacuum? That's the Bissell lift off. Yep, that's a lift off. Indeed. The 3554. Dragon says, hi. FNAF says, how do you like the Power Force so far? Well, the pedal release is not broken, but faulty. So I haven't actually used it yet, but I've been essentially just releasing it and unreleasing it, trying to, or I should say releasing it and then putting it back upright, just trying to get the pedal to like even itself out so that way it snaps together properly. Because if I have to return it or exchange it, I'd like to not use it if I know I'm because of course the I originally bought that Power Force not only to redo my review on it that I did like 5 or 6 years ago, but it was also because I was going to give it to my grandmother, because none of the vacuums I have are light enough for her, with the only real exception being the Riccar Superlight. Even the Oryx, for whatever reason, really drag on her carpet, and won't do that. Ooh, this is a great question. I actually want to answer this. Caddy1983 says, are you going to sell your Hoover Air cordless soon? Just curious. Yes, actually. I actually just got the replacement brush roll in like a few days ago. So all I need to do is install that in the machine, run it real quick, do the review, and sell it. So once I get the brush roll installed and confirm that everything works, then I will list it for sale. So it will be up very soon, and I don't mean very soon as an abstract. I actually mean very soon, like before the end of the month, more than likely. So follow me on eBay and Teletech Vax, and you'll see that machine on there relatively soon. I literally just gotta. Well, I know I got a new brush roll. I know I put it somewhere. I just gotta find it again. Grab the machine because I know where it is. It's upstairs in that little cubby. Charge it with the battery, and just use it. But yeah, how much for the air? I don't know yet because I don't know how much the air cordlesses are worth off the top of my head. I'd have to actually look and see. Rick Hoover says they were 300 new. Yeah, I think that's right, $299. So, I don't know. Probably half that. I'm not really sure yet. If I had to guess, but again, I don't know yet. I don't want to assume I don't want to assume what I'm going to sell it for and then find out that it's worth way more or way less. So, but yeah, let's see. Ryan says, greetings, Intelitech Studios. Hello. They were 300 new and 20. Okay, first this comment. Well, I'm going to head out already. Got to get ready for bed, and I have a test tomorrow. All right, I'll see you later, TR. Ryan, thanks for finding that Bissell Clean View. Yeah. Metallica says, I have an Auric, and I have a cheap Bissell Upright 3333, and Bissell is one of the best for my cabin up in the mountains. Hey, nice. Carter says they were 300 new in 2017. They ain't worth more than 100 now, considering a Lynx is 150 new. Well, technically the Lynx they don't sell anymore. And remember, the Lynx is not the same as the Air Cordless. The Air Cordless was the upgraded model that cleaned closer to an upright and had like a proper hose and everything attached to it. The Air Cordless was basically Hoover's first version of like an upright cordless replacement machine. Metallica, how is it possible that an $80 vacuum works, in my opinion, better than a $400 vacuum? Well, it all comes down to design and also how well it plays with your carpets, how nicely it plays with your carpet. Different carpets will bog down some machines. It's part of the reason why I've always recommended those Bissell Power Forces over Oryx, because in many cases they're easier to push and have attachments and clean better and are easier to service and aren't direct air, yada yada yada. You get the idea. So, but yeah, so that's that. Is your new Bissell foot stand lock vacuum? Whoa, I read that way wrong. Is your new Bissell foot stand lock release resolved? Not yet. I'm still messing with it, trying to basically just constantly putting it up and down, trying to get it to like consistently snap back, because I do not want to give that machine to my grandmother, who is already struggling enough to vacuum as it is. The last thing I want is for that pedal to fail whenever she puts in the upright position, and then she starts to walk away and it falls on her and knocks her over, and then she has a fall. I don't want that to happen. And you know, obviously I want to make sure what Bissell has locked, but let me just go grab it real quick, because it's over here. Oh, what did I just step on? Oh, I stepped on that stereo. But yeah, so this thing, the lock, see there it kind of does it. Okay, now it's, of course, now that I'm holding it like this, it's going to start doing it right. But let me put this guitar up real quick, because I bought one of these brand new. And because for the longest of time, I was a proponent of buying these Power Forces refurbished, because instead of paying $60 brand new for one, you could get one direct from Bissell for, yes, a 6-month warranty instead of a 1-year warranty, but it was $45. And I thought, $45 for one of these refurbished, that's awesome. That's literally like 2005 Power Force price. But they have not had a batch of these. But they have not had a batch of these refurbished in at least a year and change, if not 2 years at this point. So the only way to get one of these, other than finding one used, of course, is to buy one new. And the last one of these that I saw used was at a Goodwill, and it was $35. And I'm like, no. I mean, because it would be one thing if it was $35 and it was clean and had all the attachments, but it was missing the attachments. Yes, I have an extra set of attachments for one of these, but I don't know. For me, it just didn't feel like it was worth it. I was like, I will wait for that to go on sale. Then the next day I went, literally the next day I went, and it was gone. So someone paid that price for it. So I bought one new. I don't like buying new vacuums if I can avoid it, unless they're obviously NOS. But because to me, buying a brand new vacuum is incredibly wasteful, and there's no practical reason to do it. Unless obviously like you are very, very particular about it being brand new and everything and untouched. But, you know, at the end of the day, also, I haven't, because of the fact that first off, I should not have sold my Powerlifter bagged pet, because I loved the color scheme on the Powerlifter, and they discontinued them. Literally, I sold mine, and literally like a week later they discontinued them. Or maybe I'm being hyper maybe it was a month or two. But that purple, that beautiful like silverish dark purple, or silver, like that like metallic dark like bronzish silver with the purple accents, I loved the Powerlifter bagged pet. But I sold it because I thought, well, I'm using the Sanitaire in the big green instead. This is kind of superfluous. There's no reason for me to keep it in the collection because it's a currently available machine. See where this is going? And then it got discontinued. And it's like, well, now there is still an upgraded model of this based off the CleanView bagged pet. But, you know, it's $150. Well, it's $150 at Target, or it's $133 direct from Bissell. I probably shouldn't even ask if you guys want me to review that, because I know for a fact if I do, you guys will just spam the comments with yes. But maybe it's a sign that I should pick that up. But that's the thing, is it's like, I don't like the black and green. The purple and silver I loved way more. And of course, that one I sold, and it's long gone. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know why. I wish I had just kept it, but at the same time, it's like, this in many ways is better, because there's no stupid window. Again, there's a reason why I love these things. It's incredibly light. There's no stupid window. It has no stupid wide path brush roll that's just gonna like waste airflow on the edges. It doesn't have the those are the only two really bad things about them. But yeah, so this has the better bass, but it doesn't have as good of a cord, but obviously extension cord. So, and it still has the stretch hose, and it still has the same attachments and everything. So, I still love these, and I still recommend these. I mean, look how friggin' light this thing is. Like, I forgot after only using the older models for a long time, all my Power Glides. I used my Power Glide yesterday. Power Glide Platinum, the Clean View, that dense bulky thing. Like, I forget, you use that. I mean, yes, it's bagless, but you use the 3522-5 or use the Power Glides, and then you use this, and it's like, even though it's only like 2-3 pounds lighter, it feels like, just the weight distribution, it feels like it's half the weight. And I know people will say, oh, that's because it's cheap. And yeah, I mean, it's more hollow. Unlike the older model, if you take this base and you slam the corner on concrete, it's going to shatter. Whereas on the older models, it would just bounce off. But who gives a shit? Like, this thing is ridiculously lightweight. And, you know, in some ways, it's like balanced in a similar way to like an Auric. You know, I can just pick this up with one hand right there. And it's only like awkward instead of being heavy. So it's like, I honestly forgot like how good these things are. You know, as much as all the Bissell collectors, myself included, talk shit on this design whenever it came out, if they would just fix the issue with how whiny the motor is, and frankly, I've never turned this thing on. I don't even know how whiny it is, because again, I didn't want to turn it on and get it dirty and get the hose like dusted up and everything if I knew I was going to exchange it. Because in my opinion, if I know I'm going to take something back, I don't think it's right to use it. Now granted, for all I know, the simple fact that I took the screws out of the friggin' bag that they came in and ripped that open, that alone probably means that they wouldn't put this out on the shelf anyways and it'd get sent back and destroyed. So maybe I shouldn't care, and maybe it shouldn't matter. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Am I overthinking it? Maybe I am. Maybe I have a guilty conscience because I've returned so many vacuums, even though I've genuinely returned them because I don't like them. Like, I don't just buy something for the sake of reviewing it to then return it. I give it a genuine shot to stay in the collection. And that's why there are machines that I have kept. Sanitary also 4110A, big Clean View 9595A, and it's not just Bissell. Ball Animal 3. Whenever I eventually get a Clear Track again, I'm going to keep that one. If it was my decision, I would have kept the Loop, because I friggin' love the Loop, as an example. Maybe that's not the best example. That was the next one I thought of. What are some other modern machines I kept? The V8, obviously. Pretty much all the Dysons, really. And then, yeah, pretty much just Dysons and Bissells, now that I think about it. Maybe there's a specific pattern there, probably. I don't know. But either way, yeah. So let's see if this. Let's see. Can I recline this? Okay. Can I go up? Okay. There. That time it snapped in. But like, it doesn't snap. Like, if I lower it. See, that time it kind of snapped. Like for the second position, but then. Yeah. It doesn't want to push. The pedal doesn't want to. It like slowly goes in. I'm not sure if there's like an obvious way to fix that. It might just be a defect. Yeah. So like if I put it up like that. See, it just fell. See, and it's just falling now. Yeah. Because it's not snapping. See, like there, it like barely is held on. So like I can just put it down like that. And yeah, and it's just, I can't get the damn pedal. Which sucks, because it's like, you know, a temporary defect. Yeah, because that's the thing, is it's like, you know, I'm torn, because it's like, I really don't want to return this, but I do not want to give my grandmother a vacuum that's going to not lock into place. But what did I just knock over? Also, I found these. And I had no idea what they are. Apparently my roommate from like 4 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, left these. I don't know. I don't wear. I assume these aren't mine. I don't recognize these. So I guess if anyone wants some shoes, there you go. Anyways, that's not relevant, but I just thought that was funny. So this thing, if I recline it, blah blah blah, look at me, I'm vacuuming with my power force, I put it upright, and like it's just barely, again, I can't pull the webcam down and show this, but like it's just barely catched to the point where it's not really locked into place. Like it doesn't click in all the way. I have to push it the rest of the way with my foot. See, if I really shove it, like if I go like that, then it always clicks in. But like, so it's kind of like a Dyson in a way. You got to push it like a little bit beyond, and then it always clicks in. It's like there's like a bit of resistance there that there shouldn't be. Almost like a screw's too tight or something. But the pedal release is just plastic on plastic. There's no screws or anything. So I don't really understand. Like, it's just... Like, I would almost rather... Like, I hate weird little issues like that because I would almost rather the thing just have a burnt out motor. Because when I got that last Bissell from Ollie's, which I'm still kind of sad about because I actually really like that machine, but the fact that I forgot about it until now clearly means I didn't give a shit. But when that motor was completely burnt out, that made the decision super easy. Like, okay, I'm going to go return this because it's literally a brick. I can't use it. But then when it's something weird like this, where it's super subtle, it's like, I don't want this on a brand new machine, but I feel bad returning it because what if the multi-million-dollar company gets upset with me because I cost them $3 in processing it? Yeah, I should just take it back, shouldn't I? Orange soda. Who loves orange soda? Kale loves orange soda. Is it true? I do. That line lives rent-free in my head. And I haven't watched that show in probably 9 years probably. Okay, I probably missed a bunch of chats. Let me... What Bissell has... Okay. Okay, I'm really far back. Wow. How is it possible? Oh, I already read that. Let's see. Can a dual... I'm sorry, guys. I'm really far back in the chat. Bear with me one moment. Caddy says, can a dual cyclonic vacuum still perform well today with all these multi-cyclonic machines being on the market? Yes, absolutely. There's still plenty of dual cyclonic machines that still perform perfectly well. Dual cyclone is not inherently bad. In fact, the jump from single cyclone to dual cyclone is the biggest jump compared to the jump from any other amount of cyclones. You know, there are dual cyclonic machines on the market today. In fact, these Bissells are a great example. The bagless versions of these Bissells that you buy now are dual cyclonic. A lot of the Hoovers, like the Elite Rewind Plus and that new high performance swivel and all that crap, all those are dual cyclonic. So dual cyclones is pretty common in the budget space. The idea of an uncovered filter in the dust cup, like a single cyclone, outside of Shark, is not very prevalent these days. There's very few machines that still have designs like that. In fact, there's not even any obvious ones I can think of off the top of my head. Bissell, Hoover, Dirt Devil, all have dual cyclonic designs now. There's some legacy design, like there's some legacy Dirt Devils, not legacy by what we think of as legacy, but legacy in Dirt Devil's lineup, like not the Total Surface or Total Home, whatever the frig it is that I reviewed a few months ago. The older ones, the Endura and Power Express, that kind of crap, those are like left over with filters in the dust cup. But everything else on... and I guess Medea, because Medea is doing the same thing that the Power Force Compact is doing with a single cyclone. Everything else is dual cyclonic. So that's... And they do perfectly well, you know. Dual cyclones are still very good. I mean, Phantoms are still really good, even though they don't obviously don't make them anymore. But if you still have one and you use it, like, they still do a great job. The Clear Track, which I mentioned earlier, is still on the market. I still highly recommend that machine. I need to get another one to do another video on it. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. Anyways, so, but yes, so to answer your question, yes, they still can perform well today, easily. DK Fuel, I'd exchange it personally. I actually recommended that Power Force to a friend. Sour. Can you say your intro? Again, guys, I apologize. I'm far back. Can you say your intro? What's up, guys? Intellitech Studios here, and today we're gonna blah 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 blah, blah stream. They were $39 in 2005, I think. Were they 39? I thought they were 48.84. Maybe that was later. The price I remember, like, ingrained in my head is 48.84. Actually, that was probably the Power Force bagless at the time. Whatever. Or no, not at the time, because that would have still been the wide path. But the Dash 2 and Dash 3 and all that crap. 65.84, 65.83. Those were 48.84, I believe. And then the Power Force was... Was that still $40? I can't remember. I could way back machine it, I'm sure. My Goodwill is an airspeed compact for $40. It says to do even though it was out of the box and had dirt in it. Ugh, that's gross. Ryan, I would buy used as long as I knew the condition and the state of things are in first. Yeah, of course. Rick Hoover says, I'm not sure what he's saying to. Abel says, what is your most favorite vacuum in all brands and models? I'm not sure what the question is. Oh, here we go. CS8 says Phantom Fury and Bissell Powerglide Ultra. Yeah, those are my two favorites. But yeah. And I still, even though I have the special edition now, I don't really know if I prefer the special edition over the standard Fury. Mainly because the wand feels cheaper on the special edition. So I guess the caveat would be my favorite version of the Fury would be the SE or SE Plus, with the wand from the previous gen Fury. Even though they're the same shape and the same mold, the one on my SE feels way more hollow for some reason. Which is great when I'm using it above the floor because it's a little bit lighter, but it makes the whole thing feel a bit more hollow. Maybe it's just a weird quirk with like that batch or something. Maybe it's not anything to do with the SE. Post motor filter, easy to get to on that one. No, you got to take apart the whole motor assembly to get to it. But yeah. I need to order another For some reason, I always forget the Sanitaire SO4110A, which I've reviewed a bunch of times. The filters that it comes with are garbage. They're like super fluffy and they feel like crap. You know, they're not... The ones in the big green are just like the ones in the old Power Forces where those filters are a lot stiffer. And I don't know, it's just a random thing I noticed. I need to just buy another filter for it so I can stop. Because I'm always worried that it's so soft the fuzzies are going to pull out and get stuck in the motor. It's probably fine though. Let's see. I've always noticed the weight change between my Bissell Momentum and the compact. No, but that's not a fair comparison. Right. Ryan says, honestly, what surprised me is that if they can still sell this for its price with the better stretchable hose and the longer crevice tool and not do the same for the Power Force Helix. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Because, like, yeah, this has the stretch hose and didn't... Okay, I actually don't remember. But I know I did a video on the newer Power Force Helix and Helix Turbo. But I don't remember if... Was that crevice tool wasn't long, was it? Was it the stumpy one? I think it was... Was it the stumpy one? I thought they finally upgraded it to these. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But yeah, like you get a better crevice tool. Like this is great. This is just like the old school Bissell crevice tools. Only it's a slightly darker gray instead of the lighter gray. Obviously the older ones have the holes and the notch, and then the one from the Powerglide's even more simple. But yeah, so yeah, you got that in there, and yeah, really great. I forgot how much I love this thing. A temporary defect, yeah. I'd rather spend good money on a Bissell that would clean good or a Shark that would cost a lot of money and don't clean as good. Yeah. Hoover Spin Scrub. Did you go dumpster diving? Not recently, no. What is your name? Chance. Yeah, CS8's right, it's Chance. DK Fuel, don't you have another one? Another one of these? No, I got rid of all of them. There's, well, I guess I should clarify. The last one that I bought brand new many years ago, my dad now has. So I gave that to him as his upright vacuum to use whenever I moved out. Well, technically, I gave it to him a little bit later. I don't remember what he had at the time. I think, if I remember correctly, he used my Big Green for a while, until he broke the belt on it, which I don't blame him. It happens. But he broke the belt on it, and then he was like, "Oh, I broke it," and then there's probably one or two machines in between, but then eventually I got him one of these. So the last one of these that I bought brand new, I gave him. But the only reason I don't want to get that one back instead and just give him a different machine and just take that back for review, although at this point I'm kind of debating if that's the better choice, is because there was one time when I vacuumed the back porch with it, and I had ran out of bags, and instead of him just waiting a sec and letting me run home and grab bags, of which I had a million, he insisted that I take the bag out, stick my fingers in the bag, flip it inside out, and pull all the dirt off, and then run it again. And as you would expect, the entire machine, inside and out, motor and all, is just covered in dust now, because you can't fucking do that. But so yeah, the thing's a little, it's seen better days at this point as a result of that. So that's the main reason, because I don't really want to fuck with like ripping the whole thing apart and washing everything out, even though that would fix it realistically, because the pre-motor filter did enough that I don't think the bearings in the motor are bad or anything. I think it's just spitting out, it just spit out a bunch of dust. So I probably have to strip it apart to clean that little post-motor pad felt cover thing, and then it should be fine. So realistically, that's probably what I should have done. Instead, I should have just given my dad one of my Dysons, taken that Bissell and given that to my grandma, but I don't know. That didn't really occur to me until just now. We all make decisions that we regret. I'm lucky I did not grit my momentum. Finding one of those, yeah. I know I'm far back in the chat, but I'm getting close. Colton says, do you have an older Bissell Power Force bagless? I have the turbo. I have the 6585 turbo. That's all I've got at this point. Ryan says, if it was me, I would try to look at the pedal release itself and look at how the plastic is molded. I don't really have anything to compare it to, though. Rick Hoover says, a literal coat hanger. Damn it, I don't know. I don't remember the context now to what the coat hanger thing is. CS8 says orange. Again, guys, I'm far back. Don't worry. Give me a sec. I'm almost caught up. I try to read every comment. Nikolai says, have you seen Twisters yet? Yes, I actually saw it opening weekend. Holy shit, it was awesome. I loved that movie. It was fantastic. I actually, in many ways, I actually liked it better than the original, and I love the original Twister. So I actually own it on VHS. The original one, not the new one, obviously. But that'd be kind of cool if they did put it out on VHS. I would pay an embarrassing amount of money to get like a modern film on VHS. Although technically speaking, I could just buy the Blu-ray and just run it through my VCR and not burn it, but record it to a blank tape. Are there companies that, I know there's companies that still make blank cassette tapes. Are there companies that make blank VHS tapes still? There's gotta be. But yeah, I love Twisters. Marco says, I thought it was orange vodka for a minute. Yes, it's orange soda. Yeah, it's a Mexican Fanta. I don't drink, so it's definitely not vodka. Colton says, I don't know how much the Power Force cost in 2005. I was born in 2008. Fair enough. It had the smaller crevice tool. Well, technically, it had the smaller Servius tool. Yeah, my Bissell Momentum has the older design crevice tool. Yeah. Hi, Chance. I'm finally getting a Dirt Devil MVP. My mom found at the Goodwill in Arlington Heights, Illinois. I really need to sell my MVP because I didn't even know you were looking for one. But because I've seen a lot of people find MVPs recently, and I'm like, none of y'all told me you wanted one. Because I've got two of them. I just gotta fix them both up and sell one of them. I might even sell both of them at this point because I don't really use it all that often. But having one would be kind of cool, I guess. I'm definitely gonna sell at least one, if not both. Riley Glover says, "Hi, Chance. I'm finally getting a dirt devil." Oh, I just read that. I have a homecoming dance this weekend. Oh, nice. Homecoming for my town was, I want to say, a week and change ago. Rick Hoover says, "Oh God, Dusty." Yes, indeed. Carter says, "Didn't your dad have a Dyson?" He has a Dyson V7 that I bought for him like a number of years ago. Somewhere there's an old video on my channel, me unboxing a Dyson V7, like a second gen V7. It was the same time I got the Dyson Slim Ball refurbished. So he's had that V7 ever since then. So he's had it for 6 years at this point, and it's still going strong. So people have complained about the batteries on those Dysons, but his has been fine. So, and I even have an extra over here for if it does ever die, because it came with an extra. But yeah. Also, my mom got me Bissell Clean Me 2 Bagless Plus in green. They made the Plus in green? I didn't know that. Huh. Same to everything you just said, yeah. Let's see, I think the Power Force could have been sitting for a few years. That's probably why the handle release is the way it is. Oh, yeah, so it is, for those wondering, this one was made the 341st day of 2023. So it was made in December? 365. So it was made like late November, early December of 2023. So it's been, in the box on the shelf for, well, maybe not on the shelf technically because it still would have had to get here, but from when it was made almost a year ago at this point. I hope that warranty goes off when I register, right? Yeah. Beetlejuice on VHS. Yeah. We got a Beetlejuice record at the store that I work at. A Beetlejuice vinyl. I think the power... Yeah, I just read that. Did you end up ordering the Bissell Power Force bag door from Bissell's parts website? Was I supposed to? I don't remember that. Oh, wait, I remember now. Because I think I saw it and I was surprised that I saw it. No, I actually forgot about that. Bissell... Let's go back to Bissell.com. I got to register this thing anyway, so I might as well... go back to the website. Actually, I just realized I haven't registered any of my new Bissells in like a long time. What? Wait, I haven't even logged into my account in a while. Is my account even still exist? What? That isn't my password. What? That is... Okay, I guess I'll continue. Welcome. I already did this. Have I not logged in so long that my account was messed up? Why is it asking for my name? Like I'm like a gold Bissell member. No, I'm already on the Bissell email list. I get emails from Bissell all the time. Or is it just having me refill this out? Mashinsky, yeah. You've completed your profile. Okay. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, 2,701 points. You are a platinum member. There we go. Yeah, so this is my, What? Cookie Monster? Your Power Force Helix Bagless Upright Vacuum. Did someone, like, hack my Bissell account or something? Why does the... Model number 1700, bought August 1st, 2018. I am so confused. What? Your Power Force Helix bagless upright vacuum. And it shows the model number and when it was bought. There's no picture. Why does it say Cookie Monster? Did I name it Cookie Monster and then forget? Why would I name it Cookie Monster? You can name machines? This one says it too. Cookie Monster, your Bissell Power Force Helix Turbo bagless vacuum. Oh, this is old. Bought August 17th, 2018. Model number 68C71. And then showing me parts for it. This new, like, interface for Bissell is really bizarre. Like, what is with the font and everything? It says, hi, Chance. Here you'll find all the information. My products. Let's go to my products. Okay. When I go to my products, it shows everything. Wow, look at all this crap. And this is old, too. Or, not old, but it's, but yeah. So if I go to my products, and again, this is old, so most of these machines I don't even have anymore. But yeah, I kind of like this interface, though. It shows all my machines. Oh, there's my powerlifter backpack. Yeah, I literally have none of these anymore. You can see how many Pro E2X Revolutions I went through. And yeah, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And the one I have still doesn't work. Oh, garbage. And then my 2 powerlifter swivel pets. 3 of them, because they lost one of them in shipping. There's my Helix Turbo Rewind pet that is currently outside and not being used. Power Force Turbo Rewind, yeah, because I got 2 of these, so that makes sense. Both still brand new. I have 3 of them now, actually. There's one I have that's still in the box. Power Force bagged. I do like this interface showing all my machines, though. I should probably delete some of these, because some of these I don't have the Easy Vac anymore. I don't have any Power Force Helixes. I don't have a Helix Turbo or a Helix. I have a Power Force Turbo. There's a Power Glide Platinum. I do like this interface, though. This is actually kind of nice. But yeah, I probably got to delete a bunch of these. Power Groom Civil Pet? What the hell is that? I see the burgundy bagged, which is funny because I never registered that. Or no. Okay, so this is the first one that I had. I forgot the one I have now is the second one. Okay, I don't know if this is going to show any information if I click on one of these. No, it just says bought on October 13th, 2018, and then model number 3537. Okay. I mean, I guess I could remove these, but is there a point? It's kind of cool, like, going back and seeing what all I still have. Power Force Turbo bagless. That's obviously the one. That's obviously the one that I did the demo on that got, like, 80,000 views or whatever. Yep, December 30th, 2018, model number 6585. I forgot those are supposed to come with a yellow turbo brush. Mine's red. Excuse me. Power Glide Platinum. That's the one I got from Fan of Vacuum Stew. Bought January 1st, 2019. Is that right? Is that the right date? Some of these I don't remember if I put the right dates in or not. Because I'm sure a lot of us are guilty of when we go to register a product, even if we had it for like a week, we just put that day instead of the day that we bought it because we don't bother like correcting it, like for what the default is. Powerlifter Pet Bagged. When did I buy this? I bought it May 29th, 2020. Really sucks they don't make that anymore. I mean, it's not a huge loss, obviously, because the Sanitaire version is better in my opinion overall. But there was something kind of nice about the Powerlifter. Power Glide Platinum. Oh, I already clicked on that. None of my legacy machines are on here. Oh, add product. Here we go. Note failure to complete. See, I love this. This is what it should be. Look at this shit. Register your product. Note, failure to complete and return this card does not diminish your warranty rights. I don't want to clap too loud to mess up the camera, but like, or not the camera, but the microphone. But thank you, Bissell. Thank you for not going out of your way to screw over people. Although I obviously had a bad experience with those carpet cleaners. I never actually did a video on those, did I? It was wild. But it's just dumb. But yeah. Okay, model number... Well, that's the thing. If I... Wait, so how many Power Force bags have I had? There's one here, and... Yeah, so there's 2 of them on here. So what is this one? Purchased April 17th, 2020, model 1739. Is that the one that my dad has now? I think it is. Because 2020 sounds about right. And then this is the one that I put the cord on, I believe. No, February 13th, 2020. Did I buy 2 of them in 2020? Or was one of them the new one and one of them like one that I got used? That I just went ahead and still registered anyways? I can't remember at this point, frankly. But yeah, I know I talk shit on this interface, but it actually is kind of nice. Okay, let's find parts and supplies. Well, here, let me click on the Power Glide. Jave Sykes, hey, Jave Sykes sent $5. I purchased a 10 amp Fury and a brush roll along with some Fury parts. Did you buy some Fury parts on eBay? Because I noticed that I was buying some Fury parts on eBay earlier, and I was so excited because I finally found a cyclone assembly to replace the one I had where the handle was broken. And literally, when I went to go add it to my cart, it spit out an error message, and I was like, what? And then I went back, and it was unavailable. It was like in a list of... There's some guy on eBay who parted out his Fury, and I bought a bunch of parts. But like the number one thing I needed... I mean, again, I could probably glue it, so it's not a huge deal. It's not snapped off, it's just disconnected, so it's not a big deal. But I was hoping to get that, and that'd be really funny if you bought that. But hey, that's totally cool. But I did end up buying a motor, a crevice tool, and a hood cover, and I actually... And then I went back. Wait, did I buy the hose? I meant to buy the hose. Did I buy the hose? No, the hose didn't go through. I swore I bought the hose. Let me go back. Where's the hose? Because I meant to buy that too. I know the floor tool's out of stock. Oh, here we go. G is the hose. Oh, view in cart. Wait. What? But I want to add it to cart. Oh, it's still in the cart. That's why. Okay. Let me go ahead and... Do I need another hose, though? Because, I mean, I have a hose. It just is missing the cord hook. But this one has the cord hook. It's $30. Ugh, fuck. I don't know. I probably don't need it, but... Let's see. What did I miss? It's the Bissell Clean V2 Bagless Plus that you have in Vacuum Save episode 42. Ryan, oh boy, it looks like we're opening a new can of worms. Yeah. That's a lot, though, yeah. Rick Hoover, they're so cursed. Yeah. DK Fuel, I see the burgundy bagged. Looking for a Bissell Easy Vac like the one you had. Yeah, I wish if I still had mine, I'd sell it to you. But yeah, I got rid of it ages ago. But, Rick Hoover says he sold the dynamite. Yeah. I think I had... I had a blue dynamite a little bit ago, but I sold it... I don't remember if I shipped it or if I sold it locally. I think no, I remember I shipped it. I sold it locally. DK Fuel, were there any other color variations for the Power Force bag other than black, light blue, and burgundy? Yeah, so there was purple, there was orange, there was red. Trying to think, was there a turquoise? I don't think there was turquoise, but there was there definitely was. For the 3522, there was obviously black, and then there was also orange and red. And then for the 12 amp after the headlight was removed and everything, although technically the colored 3522s didn't have headlights. Weird, I know. The like the 35-37 style. There's burgundy, and I'm trying to think. That might have been it. I know there was a purple one. There was burgundy, and then briefly there was a purple one, and then for the 10 amp, there was the same burgundy, and of course the blue, and the black. Obviously, black was there the whole time. And then, although I guess there was a brief time in like 2009, 2010 where the black one was discontinued, but then it came back in like 2011 or 12. And then, yeah. So I think that's all the colors. There might be one or two others. Oh yeah, and then I guess if you count, there's the big green, which is green. There's the sanitaire, which is blue, dark blue and gray. There was the Rubbermaid version, which was gray with yellow accents, which I the Clean View Power Track version of, which I'm gonna sell at some point. But yeah, DK Fuel is Rubbermaid yellow and black, yes. And then Jave Psych, sent another $5 super chat. Awesome, thank you. Buy the hose, it'll be a spare. I'm gonna service the motor on that 10 amp Fury. Yeah, nice. Another one? Oh my goodness, Jave, stop. I may have another Phantom Fury 12 amp that'd be used for parts, so stay in touch because more stuff will be coming. Hey, hell yeah. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I think you offered me. Oh no, I remember. I think you offered me one, but I think I didn't get it because it had the broken handle, right? Or the handle that was glued or something like that. I actually can't remember at this point. But yeah, thank you for that $5 super chat for the third time. So that's 15. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Let's see. Ryan's Train says, need to buy a new cord for my Momentum since it's pretty well chewed up from the brush roll over the years. I'd be interested in seeing a video in Teltec Studios of a cord replacement. There are a lot of videos out there showing how to replace cords on vacuums. The process is identical for pretty much every vacuum, and Bissell's always have enough space to do it, so shouldn't be a problem. Jave Psych, I may get a Phantom Lightning soon to add to my collection. I may have another spare pet hair tool adapter soon. Oh, if you did, that'd be awesome, because I always need those, or one at least. Because I think I have one on like one of my machines that's in the closet, but or no, it's on that new LE, which I obviously don't want to touch. I thought I had another one, but I'm not sure where it went. But yeah. Colton says, I have a blue 10 amp Power Force bag. Yeah, that one's the 71Y7, I believe. I had one a while ago, but I ended up just selling it. Because I thought, hey, if I want a blue 10 amp Power Force, I've got the Sanitaire, and it's basically the same thing. But yeah. What cord would you recommend for replacement for a Bissell 12 amp Momentum Cyclonic? I mean, any really. They're all pretty universal. Just a black basic power cord. You can probably get one on eBay or wherever. Goodbye for now, everyone. Good night, Nikolai. You have a good one. I might be back, but I'm not sure. Either way. Jave Psych, the Phantom Fury SE and SE Plus would complete the collection minus the crosswind variants. Alright, I'll listen to your advice and I'll grab that hose. Oh! Wait. Oh, someone bought that damn floor tool adapter. Shit. I know. I scrolled through this list and I was like, God damn it. Like, how many times do I have a search alert set up for Phantom Vacuum and it never notifies me? Because I'm pretty sure the floor tool holster got taken. Because it's not in the list. Even though it's in the picture. I don't even know what letter that is. J? L? Yeah, so K is the tool holster. That's not a big deal though. I really only need, I mean, I really only need one of them anyways, because I can just cycle it between whichever Fury I'm using at that moment, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'll go ahead and grab that hose. Purchase history, where's, oh, it's in the cart still. View cart. $30, okay, whatever. Hopefully I'll save some money on the shipping, since it's the same seller that I bought the other 3 parts for. Hopefully he'll do combined shipping. And yeah, so did you guys know that they made a 10 amp Fury that has the color scheme of a 12 amp? I just learned that. I just bought a hood for one. But yeah, so yeah. But yeah, because if I go to my purchases, because I obviously already bought this, so I can show it now. Yeah, so can you believe that? Oh, that's, no, come on, stay on the one that I clicked. There we go. Yeah, so this, literally, it has the color scheme, like the lighter color of the 12 amp. Like literally in the bin and the cyclone and everything, it's all, there's no stickers, it's all that muted green color scheme. You know, where the latch is colored and everything. Except the hood says 10 amps. Isn't that wild? So there exists a 10 amp Fury that looks identical to the 12 amp Fury. And I bought this hood mainly for that reason. But yeah. But yeah. Was the Power Force 1398 an 8 amp or a 10 amp? It was an 8. The 1398 was the one and only last gen style Power Force bagged that had an 8 amp motor. Because the 1398 is identical to the 71Y7-V, where it has where it gained the stretch hose, but with an 8 amp motor instead of a 10. That's the only difference. And I think technically the stickers were different, and there's like one of them had a Febreze bag and the other one didn't, or Febreze filter or something like that. Or no, the Dash V I think came with the HEPA filter stock, which was the only time the low-end Power Force came with the HEPA filter by default. Was that brief period where the 71Y7-V, because they were advertising that it was a new and improved model, because I think that's when they jumped the price on it a little bit. So they justified it by putting a stretch hose on it and a HEPA filter by default. Remember that guy who was very butthurt that you sold that bright blue Power Force bag, whining about how you shouldn't have sold it? You know, I wish that there was... I wish that the people that were butthurt about me selling a vacuum would show up whenever I have a vacuum listed for 6, 8, 10, 12 months. Because, you know, I've said this 100 times, there's 30, 40 odd vacuums I'm trying to sell right now. And there is a lot of them that people have said in the past that they want. And because it's not a Bissell or a Phantom, nobody cares. Because the only vacuums that people want me to sell are the only ones that I don't want to sell. And that's just how it is. All the other ones, all the Eurekas and Hoovers and Oryx and whatnot, Eurekas, nobody gives a shit. So, and I don't blame them. You know, if you don't want a machine, you don't want a machine. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I always notice that, because like I put like a test run up of machines on eBay. I put like 4 machines on eBay, 2 bids, 2 buy it nows. Nobody cares. nobody gives a shit. If I go to my eBay, and to be fair, they probably weren't the best machines to start out with. Like the two ones that were buy it nows were cars, and I need to fix the other two because they really should be buy it nows as well, but it won't let me edit them for some reason. Yeah, all these vacuums automatically relisted 8 times. Yeah, this Bravo has 132 views, which is decent. I probably need to. Oh no, it's had more than that in total actually. It's probably had like 300 views. But even though it says a bid, I have best offer turned on. So someone could easily send me an offer, and I'm surprised no one's like sent me like a lowball offer yet. Which like I'm honestly surprised. You would think like 1 or 2 people would be like, "Hey, it's the starting bid's kind of high," which it is, and but I'll offer, $45 or something like that. And it's like that hasn't happened yet, so or whatever. I mean, I don't know what I'd have to clear. That's the thing is because I don't know yet like what eBay's fees are for selling. So it's like I very well could sell the Bravo for 45 and take a bath on it. Because if the seller fees brings it down to like 30, then it's like, I mean, that's essentially the same as if I sold it locally, but hey, at least I got it out. And the Bravo I can stuff in a super tiny box, so I'm not too worried about that. Maybe it's because of shipping. I don't know. Because like shipping's not that expensive. I think for some reason it's more on the Bravo, which makes more sense. Which makes no sense because it's lighter. But I put the dimensions in properly. So I think the Bravo's like 26, and then the preferred is like 22 or something like that. It's 19. So the preferred, the shipping says $19, but then on the Bravo it says, what does it say? It says 28, which makes no sense because like, why is the shipping on the Bravo more than the preferred? That makes no sense to me because I put everything in lighter. I don't know. Bravo, yeah, I'm talking about the Bravo I have on eBay. But yeah, let's see. How are your pets holding up? Very good. I'm overdue to take. I need to take Rocco to the vet. He's overdue. But other than that, they're doing pretty good. We took Ruby to the vet not too long ago. But let's see. Matt Broom says hi. Jave Sykes says there's a 10 amp Fury on eBay. It's from Canada. That has a pet hair adapter and later style Fury filter from the SE. Yeah, I think I might have saw that, but it was a bit out of my price range. Yo, how's it going? It's going good. Jave Syke, the 10 amp Fury I bought was from the Phantom Fanatic known as Nick that had the loud motor with dust in the fan. I thought he had a 12 amp. I'm looking for an Auric upright. Oh, you're looking for an Auric upright. Okay, I'll have to list them. I'll have to list a couple Aurics. That's the thing is, all the Aurics I have, like, they're not, like, super collectible, but they're also ones I kind of like. But to tell you the truth, as much as I love my Classic and all that, like, I just use the Platinum. I just use the Auric Exo Platinum. The Platinum is a brilliant machine. Jave Syke, I meant Nick Shaler, not Nick Long. Or Schaller, however you say that. Which was the one that had the 12 amp and Nick Schaller had the 10 amp. Oh, okay. Both those names sound familiar. Yeah, because Nick Long had the channel where he had that Fury where the bearings were going out. And then the other Nick Shaler, however you say his name, Shaler? I'm butchering the fuck out of that, aren't I? I'm sorry. I've talked with him before because one of these days, whenever I actually start selling those shirts, he said he was interested in one potentially. I still got to figure out. But that's the thing, is that the store that is doing the shirts, they're like completely backed up with a lot of other projects right now, and I don't want to burden them with that because it's not as important. Um, yeah, Rick Cooper, the XL21 platform is top tier in general. It really is. It's a brilliant machine. I don't even like Oryx, but I love that machine. The handle's kind of goofy, but the handles on Oryx are always goofy. But I like the one on the 21 much better than the older, like the helping hand handle on the Oryx. I just don't like those. Those are pretty bad. But yeah. But yeah. I really need to I think after I do this stream, I'm probably gonna, assuming they don't magically sell during the stream somehow, I'm probably gonna pull those down and redo those with buy it nows, because I feel like bids are just wasteful. Ryan says better make sure Rocco is okay. Sorry if I butchered his name. It's Rocco. Rocko. Like Rocco's Modern Life. If you remember that show. Okay. Did Rocco cat poop on the floor? No? Not to my knowledge. I hope not. Rocco. It's R-O... See, Riley spells it that way, too. Riley spells it R-O-C-C-O, and that's not... I mean, that's fine, but that's not the way... That's not what I named him. I named him R-O-C-K-O. Like rock. Like the word rock, and then O. Like, it's not like it matters that much. It's not like he's gonna complain. But, you know, technically... I named him after Rocco's Modern Life, so technically that would be the correct spelling of it. But yeah. Jave Psych. As of 2023, Nick Long has posted a video of another vacuum he got, which is Phantom Fury 10 amp, that's in mint condition, has a healthy motor besides the bearing wind down. But yeah. I need to use my Fury. I haven't used my Fury in a while. That's part of the reason why I bought those parts, even though I really don't need the parts. But I figured the motor I could slap in the LE. Well, actually, no. The motor I bought because I'm not really confident in the longevity of the motor that's in my daily Fury, because that's the one where it overheats that's the thing, is it overheated when I got it. I think I fixed it, and it's been running fine for 4 years, so I'm probably just paranoid. But I figured, hey, the motor was like $30, so I was like, I guess I might as well. It had a bit of rust on it, but I was like, as long as it runs okay. But I figured I could, But yeah. Matt Broom, I'm about to say something that everyone is going to disagree with. I'm not a fan of Phantoms. It's fine. Everyone has their preferences. I mean, there are things to dislike about the Phantoms, for sure. There's even some things I don't like about them. Like, as much as I like, the cyclones staying on the machine, it means you can pretty much never fill up the bin, because otherwise it's going to drag on the back when you pull it out. It's going to drop dirt everywhere. But that's another reason why I really like the Fury, because it being skinnier like that means it's much less of a problem than it was on the Thunder. I started cleaning fans on the Phantom motor since 2023, yeah. Matt Broom says they never have enough power. Yeah. The suction is usually, and the airflow is usually a little, well, the airflow is pretty okay, but the suction definitely struggles a bit. Let's see. Jave Psych says, and I was able to take the cyclonics T apart for the first time, not too hard. Yeah. Where's my... Okay, because it's showing these two, but what happened to the Ricars? Like, where's the... Selling overview? Is it an overview? Oh, here we go. Send offer to buyers. Oh, I can send an offer. I can send an offer to the buyers. 3 interested buyers. Okay. What offer should I send to the buyers or to the people looking at the Superlight? I have it listed for 184. Which is a little bit on the upper end, but this is not the faded one. This is the one that's like pearly white and very, very minty. 150? 150. 150. I like weird numbers. I'm trying to think. 157? 240? Well, that wouldn't make any sense. Send an offer that's $100 more than what it's listed for. 248. That'd be kind of funny. Who would do that? Am I even allowed to do that? I don't even think I am. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, 150. That makes sense. 150. Let's go 169. Yeah, see, 169 I was kind of thinking too because it's got 69 in it, so that'd be funny. Let's do, I'll start with 169, and then if they counter, because I think it lets you counter, then I'll do 150. Let's do 169 and 37 cents. How does that sound? Well, should I add a message to it? I don't know. It seems kind of creepy. Hey, it's cheaper. 220. Why is everyone saying 220? It's not even listed for that much. It's listed for 184. I feel like 220 would be a little much for it. If it was the commercial version, then yeah, that would make sense. If it was like the red one, because I think that one's worth a bit more. If I do sell, whenever I do eventually sell the one, it'll probably sell for a little bit more. 270. That's not the. That's the other. That's the wrong direction. That's what they're listed for on eBay. Are Superlights really that high now? I thought I listed it thinking it was high. Did they go up recently? Let me look and see. DK fuel, free shipping, but double the price. Okay. Let me look at Ricard Superlight. Are you still afraid of the dark? No, that's... I'm going to say my price is... Well, there's a brand new one. Oh, never mind, that's an R25. I looked up Superlight and it's showing vibrances and all this stuff. Like, what the hell? And there's a vibrance for 180. But then there's one for 75. That's kind of all over the place. Oh, it's just a bag. I was gonna say. Although mine is the only one that's the... Okay, I was just about to say mine's the only one that's the RSL 1A, and then I find one that's $100. But it's $100 plus $100 shipping. So that's actually more expensive than mine then. Yeah, I know to look at sold listings. Trust me, when I'm at work, I always look at sold listings, but I'm looking to see, like, comparing it to what's currently available. But then also looking at sold. Yeah, so that one tricks you because it says 99. You think, oh, it's only $100, but it's over $100 for shipping. So it's like, that's more expensive than mine by like $30. New ones are ranging in line almost $500, $700, $420. What do you think about cordless recorders? Look at this one. Yeah. Sold listings. Well, the sold listings are actually pretty close. 140. Oh, that's cheaper than me, but 56 bucks shipping. And then 170, 185. Yeah, so honestly, with that in mind, 135 but 40 bucks shipping, so that'd be about the same as what mine's listed for. Well, then again, mine's not free shipping. Mine's like, how much was shipping on mine? Was it $15, I think? Oh, fuck, I don't remember. It doesn't say it here. Okay, well, for now, we'll do the 169 and 37 cents. Review offer. Interested buyers 3. Counter offers are on. Automatically send offers off. We'll go ahead and submit that offer. So that'd be $15.07 off. Not a huge discount, but hey, gotta start somewhere. Your offer's been sent. We'll let you know if buyers respond. Awesome. It expires in 95 hours. That's kind of a random time frame, but okay, fair enough. Apparently, I guess no one's looked at the Vibrance yet. Are people not interested in the Vibrance? Which is kind of funny. Which is kind of what I expected. Which is kind of funny. The Vibrance is a better vacuum, but I kind of expected the Superlight was going to be more popular because the Vibrance I have listed for cheaper. Actually, I just realized the offer that I sent for the Superlight to those buyers is the same price that I have the Vibrance listed at, which is $169 and change. So that'd be kind of funny. What do you think about the cordless cars? I've never tried one, so I can't really comment on them. All right, so what vacuums, out of the millions, out of the 20 million vacuums I'm selling, which ones should I list next? Like, which ones do you think would move? You know, because there's a big list of machines. I got a DC-14, although those are flood. Like, I'm not expecting much out of that because those things are flooded on eBay. But there's a 14 all floor. There's a big list I have. Yeah, Rick Cooper says Dysons. Yeah, the thing is, the Dyson is the one I care the least about selling because like I like them. But obviously, there's a couple I have duplicates of. The duplicates, it makes sense to start with those and then do like the esoteric like colors and stuff. Dysons do more, yeah. I remember the videos of those super lights running away. Yeah. Where is my... Where... Vacuums for sale. Okay. Okay. Well, the Bravo... Well, the Boss Light I already have listed, but I haven't listed the Bravo 2 yet. I honestly forgot about the Bravo 2. Omniglide? I don't have the Omniglide. Wait. Omniglide. What the hell's the Omniglide? I have... It's not the Dyson. I don't have the Dyson Omniglide. Wasn't there another machine I had called the Omniglide? Was it that tan stick vac with the weird handle? No, that was OptiClean. Was it Omni... Or was it OmniClean? What the hell was that thing called? I can't remember. Rick Hoover says yes. Okay. So one of those was correct. Let's see. Oh, I've got some Eureka F&Gs. But do those sell very well on eBay? Got a Panasonic. That might do okay. A Panasonic Performance Plus. Oh shit, it was OmniClean. Okay. Yeah, so OmniClean. Okay. So that's what I thought it was. They do. Okay, so I should probably list those. Oh, did I not list the Stratos yet? What am I doing? Oh, I haven't listed the Stratos yet? Chance, you fucking moron. Because, like, yeah, the Apexes have no prayer of selling because there's a million of those on eBay, but there's not very many Stratoses right now. At least there weren't last time I looked. You dumbass, Chance. Put the Stratos on eBay. Okay, gotta put the Stratos on eBay, definitely. Well, that's the reason why there has not been sold. What? Okay, so I need to put the Stratos. So I need to make a list of machines I need to put on there tonight. So I need to do the Stratos. Probably throw an F&G up there. Probably the Panasonic Performance Plus. I really don't want to ship the Power Drive or the fucking Dial-O-Matic. I really don't want to ship those. I'll probably just wait on those for now because I do not want to ship those. I don't. Maybe I have. Well, maybe I will if I have a box big enough. Because those I do not believe come apart at all. I'm pretty sure those shipped fully assembled in like a weird ass custom, like triangular box back in the day. Oh yeah, and I think Rick Hoover told me to, or one of you guys told me to start listing parts too. I need to do that. The blue power drive. I don't have a blue one. Both of mine are tan. I've got a tannish power drive and then a tan. No, the blue one I never bought. I just remember now that was in a thrift store picture. I never bought that one because I already have one that's just tan instead of blue. So I'll list those if I double check and find a box that'll fit them. And then DK Fuel, what is the low price you think you'd get for a vacuum that you would not list it because it's not worth the trouble? I mean, anything on eBay, anything. What's the thing is, I don't know yet on eBay because I have not sold anything in so long that I have no idea what the percentage is, like what my payout's going to be. eBay doesn't tell me. I just have to hope that something sells and figure out what their percentage is because I know it's gone up, and I don't know what it is. I might take a bath on that damn. Or no, taking a bath means you don't make any money, right? And not like literally, not just didn't get as much as you want. Yeah, so I probably would. I might take a bath on that Bravo. Rick Hoover, definitely sell parts from the broken vacuums from your basement. You're right. I need to do that. You know. I mean, technically speaking, I could sell the machines themselves too. I could just sell them under the for parts are not working category. And then someone might be willing to buy the whole thing just so I don't have to fuck with it. I know I have a power drive down there. Not the power drive I was talking about. The an Elite power drive. Is it just called the power drive? Whatever the fuck that thing is called. I've got one of those. I was just down there. There's a bunch of machines down there. There's a Power Force Helix, a Dirt Double Breeze, Cyclonic, and a bunch of other garbage. Rick Hoover, yeah, but you can make more money just for the parts. I know, but I'm lazy. That's the problem. I mean, that's obvious. I just spent $100 on Phantom parts, and I could have bought the whole damn machine for $100. You know, so I mean that's the best evidence right there. I just spent money on parts that, you know, I could have realistically got away with not spending the money on. I mean, I bought a crevice. I needed a crevice tool. I mean, that was you know, undebatable. And yeah. Oh, apparently Carrick did something. Let's see. OmniClean. DK Fuel. Where do you get boxes for shipping? Best I found are U-Haul boxes for $8. Honestly, that's a great deal. I haven't bought U-Haul boxes yet because, frankly, I've bought so many fucking vacuums that I just have like 25 boxes. I'm not even kidding. I have not bought a box in God knows how long because I've just been repurposing the ones from the vacuums that I bought. I don't throw away boxes. So, if you ever buy a vacuum from me and you get it in a weird ass box, that's probably why, because I had a box and I made it work. So, yeah. DK Fuel says, I still have several I need to sell too. I still have that XT that I let slide because of the brush roll shutting off. Yeah. Apparently Rick said something. I'm too lazy to look at it. Thank you, Rick, for doing your job. You get a salute from me. Everyone give a round of applause to Rick Hoover. I know I say that almost. Well, no, I don't say it every stream. I really should. But yeah, Rick Hoover's the GOAT. Absolutely. And of course, Jave Sykes the goat too, because of all those super chats. Woohoo! A bunch of elites too. I gotta sell. But yeah, and the 2 apexes and the infinities too. I forgot about the infinities. I really don't want to rip apart the infinities and refurbish them. Like, I just don't. Is it bad that, like, I'm just at the point where I'm like, I don't even really enjoy fixing vacuums anymore? Is that bad? Like, I feel like I've been doing this so long at this point that, like, and having a full-time job alongside this that is already, like, bleeding me dry. I feel like, not because the job's bad, but just because people suck. And I had like I've had some terrible experiences with just some bad customers the last couple days, like where they were just like the worst possible humans you could be, like shit that shouldn't matter, but it's like, I don't know, it's crazy. I had a massive mental breakdown a couple days ago on Tuesday because there was some dipshit who just came in who was just had some problem with him, and he just kept trying to like pick apart everything I said, and he kept trying to get me to like slip up on something, and he was just a rude, arrogant piece of shit. And and it was a grown man too. It was like some dude in his like 50s or 60s, and it's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, and this was over a small like 22-inch TV, and it's like, this is so dumb. But yeah, it's like, I just don't understand people. And that's the thing, is it's like, I just, that's it. It was just so weird. He was just constantly trying to make a big fucking fuss because he said that I gave him some price 4 months ago that I never did. And it was like, well, I expect you to keep your word. I'm like, what are you talking about? I never said that. And it's just weird. And then he went on this big long tangent about how there all these things that were wrong with me because he kept like, just, I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird. But, and yeah, and I literally had like, I don't know why, but for some reason it's like, just his tone or something just set something off with my brain or something. I was just like, at the end of it, I was just like crying and just shaking really bad. I don't know. It was weird. But the other guys stepped in and they told him off, and they were like, if you're gonna be like that, you can fucking leave. And eventually he left, and he didn't buy anything because he's a useless sack of shit, and he's probably gonna come back and start some other shit with me, and I'm just gonna tell him the next time, the next time he comes, I'm just gonna tell him, be like, hey, yeah, real quick, before you say anything to me, you're gonna take those legs, you're gonna turn them the fuck around, you're gonna walk out that door, and you're never gonna come back. And if he tries to start some shit, I'm just gonna be like, this conversation's over, you need to leave. I said, I'll just say you have 2 minutes to leave, and if in 2 minutes you are not out of here, I'm calling the police. Because the guy's not going to buy anything anyways. If you're going to act like that to every single person that works at the store for no reason. Like, I remember a part when, one of my coworkers tried to step in, and he tried to help because he saw that I was obviously struggling, and the guy started complaining to him. He's like, he won't show me that the TV works. And when the TV was literally plugged in, I literally took it down for him and plugged it into a power strip, and I showed him it turned on, and it was an older Vizio where the no signal screen is blue instead of black. You know how like on some older like LCD TVs, it'll say no signal whenever there's nothing running into it, but it's solid blue. And he was like, and he said, he's like, well, when I see a blue screen, that usually means that something's wrong with it. And I'm like, God, you are so fucking stupid. Like, I didn't say that, but I was like, But it's like, he was so rude about it. He's like, blue usually means something's wrong with it. He's like, I want to see a picture. That doesn't tell me anything. And I'm like, actually, if it's showing a solid blue screen, that actually tells you more than a modern TV would be where it has a black screen, because it's a solid color. You can see if there's any pixels that are burnt out or that are stuck on the wrong color. Like obviously I didn't think about this at the time because I'm just so confused. I'm like, because he's telling me he's like, why won't you show me a picture? And I'm like, and the TV's right next to me, and I'm like, because I'm thinking the TV's not on, and I'm like, I turned on the TV, it's showing. And so I asked him, I was like, what do you mean? It's on the no signal screen right now. He's like, it's showing. And then he's like, yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. And I'm like, okay. Like, he's not asking me a question. He's just stating things. Like, I don't even know what the right like phrasing is of this, but like, he's essentially complaining is what he's doing. He's airing grievances that I'm not even understanding how it's relevant to what I'm doing. And, so I asked him, I was like, are you asking me to plug something into it? And he's like, I want a picture. And I was like, so yes. He's like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. So like, I want you to play a movie or a TV show or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So do you want me to go get a DVD player and plug it in and put a DVD in? And then he just stares at me and he's like, I want to see a picture. And he's getting more and more upset. And I'm like, it's a yes or no question. Like, I'm offering to go help you, even though I should not be required to plug in a fucking DVD player into a TV. Like, oh yeah, DK Fuel. This is a great question. How much is this TV? $60. This TV is tagged at $65. It's tagged at $65. He claims that 4 months ago I told him I'd do $35 on it. Never happened. And after thinking about it, I remembered. I said, okay, we had 2 of these TVs that were the exact same model, but one of them had the original remote with it, the original Vizio OEM remote. The other one had come in without a remote, so we programmed a universal remote to it. So the one that had a universal remote with it, I tagged at cheaper. I tagged that one at $50 instead of $65. Because, I figured, hey, since we have 2 of these now, because that one came in second, I'll tag this one a little bit cheaper. I really hate recalling stories like this because it gets me flustered, but it's a good story. And so it was tagged at 50, and I said at the time, I could do 45. He's claiming that I said I'd do 35. Now, explain to me why the fuck I would sell a $65 TV for $35. It doesn't even matter what TV it is. Why would you sell something for half the price of what it's listed at? What store does that? Knocking 5 off, knocking 10 off. And I even told him, I said, honestly, I don't remember saying that. Actually, no, I didn't even say that, because I know that can kind of be interpreted as like, oh, I didn't say that. I said, I don't remember what price I said. Which, I don't know how I could have said that any nicer. Or, not nicer, but I don't know how I could have said that in any other way without sounding rude. Like, or in any more respectful way. I said, I don't remember what we agreed on. I don't remember if I said that or not. But I said what I can do today is I can do $40 on this TV. And I don't even know why I said that, because that's already way too low if it's 65. But I thought, hey, I'll be nice, and I'll do $40. Keep in mind, literally, if we operate under the assumption that what I said was accurate, it's a $5 difference. And then he said, well, usually whenever I go to a place, I expect them to be honest about the pricing. Or he said something to that effect. He's like, I expect that when you tell me a price that you honor it. And I was like, okay, well, like I said, I don't remember saying that. So, like, again, like, I don't know, like, his point is, okay, he's sticking to this price. And I'm like, and I was like, I mean, you understand, I can't remember every person that comes in here and that I make a deal with. It's like, I don't think I said that. And I found these results on search. Okay, for some reason my Google Home went off and that scared the crap out of me. So, anyways, and so now at this point he's trying to start an argument with me over $5. And I'm like, look, I don't know. And then and then I said, like I said, I could, on this one, I said, because I explained to him that they were probably different models, and but on this one I could do $40 right now, and that's the lowest I could go, but that's something I can do. Keep in mind, now here's the fucked up thing. This dude was in the store for 45 minutes, for like 45, 50 minutes. More than half an hour, closer to an hour than a half an hour. He argued with me, and like, and when I say argue with me, what I mean is he just kept trying to pick apart every single thing and extending everything out and just fighting every single word I said. Like, I couldn't get a single, we couldn't move on from a single thing, and he wouldn't let it move on. So I would try to be like, okay, well, let me help with this. But then he'd be like, wait, but you said this. And I was like, he was intentionally trying to get me flustered. He clearly knew that I was struggling to deal with him because of the way that he was acting. And he kept insisting that I exploit it. And then he would then, instead of focusing on accomplishing this thing with the TV, when I would start answering his questions, he'd be like, I think we're having a communication problem here. And it's like, okay, what do I say to that? It's like, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to have a communication problem. And then I'll follow up with a direct question, because that's how you communicate. You fucking communicate. So I would ask, do you want this? And then he would just repeat something he said earlier. Oh, I want to see a picture, or whatever it was, or oh, I wanted it to be this price. And it took me way too long. It wasn't until this entire conversation was over when I realized that he literally came in for the sole reason of arguing. I'm not even kidding. At the end of all of this, where at this point there was even a point when I for some reason my anxiety just spiked really bad, and I was violently shaking. So I go over by the DVD players, and I'm trying to, and another customer asked me a question, and he butts in. It's like, you're not getting. He's like, I still don't see a picture, and like well, I should clarify. He says, I still don't see a picture. Like, he wasn't yelling, for the record, but he was saying the same type of thing that someone would say if they were yelling, if that makes sense. And it was like, and then, so one of my other coworkers, so there's two different people who are here, and my female coworker comes up, and because at this point she realized she can kind of hear what's going on, and she's like, is there a problem here? And he immediately goes up to her and is like, are you the owner? And she's like, no. because he kind of like barks it at her. He's like, "Are you the owner?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, I need to deal with somebody else because clearly this person, like, he didn't say I can't do my job. Like, I've had people say that, but he didn't say that, but he basically was like, he's like, I can't communicate. We can't communicate, and I don't know why." And and he's like, he's like, "Oh, he won't get a picture on this TV." And she's like, "Well, she's like, "Well, give him a sec. He's, he's trying to help a bunch of other people. He's a little overwhelmed. Just give him a sec." And then he said some, I forgot what he said, but he said some snide comment towards her. And she was like, "If you have a problem with it, you can just leave right now and not come back." She's like, "If you can't be patient and let him help you, then you can leave and not come back. You can clearly see that he's trying to help other people at the same time he's trying to help you. And if you can't deal with that, then that's on you. That's not on us." And she's right about that. So, and then Ross comes out, and then, so again, it's like and then I literally, like, at this point, I'm shaking so bad, and I don't even know why, because the guy's not being that loud, but for whatever reason, his tone and what he's saying, I don't like the word trigger, because I feel like that's overused today, like someone being triggered, but technically, in a most literal sense, that's what it was. It was triggering for some reason. So, and since I told him, I said, "Please be patient with me. I'm not intentionally trying to miscommunicate. I've explained in the past that I have autism, so a lot of times I need more direct communication. That's why I will directly ask you something like, 'Do you want me to hook this up?' when to you that may seem obvious." And this is the second time I've explained this to him. Like, that alone, if you're having a bad day and you're being rude to somebody because you don't understand, because you don't realize that you have that tone in what you're saying. First off, I don't know how the fuck you're that brain dead and you're that, like, incompetent that you don't realize the way that you're talking to people for that long. Because I'm the type of person where I will bark at somebody once because I'm overstimulated and I snap and I go, "What?" And then I'm like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. I'm overstimulated. Just give me a second. I'll be okay." That's what I say. And that's the thing. If at any point during this conversation, any point, literally in the 45 minutes, all he had to do was just shut the fuck up for 2 seconds and then look down, look back up, and just be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry if I came across as rude. I'm just panicked because I want to get a TV," or whatever the case may be. And he never said that. Never happened. Never. And again, remember, this is because he restarted an argument based on a TV he came in and looked at 4 months ago. So remember, he looked at it 4 months ago. Like I said, we had two of the exact same TV. But again, different remotes with them, and that's why the prices were different. And so did I just lose my train of thought? What was I saying? So we had two different ones from two different times. So he didn't buy the last one. He didn't buy it. Like, he never, after that whole thing, and what I didn't even realize is that she had dealt with him a day that he came in where I wasn't there. And he had already barked at her and been disrespectful to her that time too. And so that was another reason why she just immediately jumped at him, because she recognized this guy, just like I did, and she saw that he was doing it to me now, and she was like, "Excuse the fuck out of you, you're gonna stop that." And then her husband came out, who also works at the store, and he's the brother of the owner of the store. And so then the guy again barks at him. He's like, "Are you the owner?" And he's like, "No, but I'm his brother." And he's like, I forgot exactly what he said. It's not relevant, but he's like, "I can't get any service," or whatever the case may be. Basically just just will not shut the fuck up about clearly, like, you know, like I'm right there and he's just still shit talking me for no reason. Like I at this and at this point, like, I had, I was looking through the DVD players trying to grab one, but of course the reason why I'm stopping now is because I'm trying to see what they're saying, because if they're about to throw him out, then I don't want to get this DVD player out and hook it all up just for him to leave, or get kicked out. So that's why I'm not doing anything. And then he's like, he's still standing there and he's not doing anything. And I'm literally just like, I've got a DVD player in my hand and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not hooking it up right now because you're arguing with them now. But anyways, so it's just one of those things where the, why did the stream just stop? Why is it not playing anymore? What the hell? It says excellent connection. Did this just freeze? Let me refresh it. What? Is this still streaming? Oh, what the fuck? Now the page won't load. It's just on a white screen. Is this stream still going? Why did YouTube Studio just crash? You guys still see this? My frame rate and my bit rate is good and everything. Oh, I don't want to close out of this because what if it stops streaming? Oh, fuck. No, the story's just getting good. What the fuck? Why is this not working now? Oh, shit. Is this still going? Okay, Rick Hoover posted a thing. Oh, the chat's froze too. Fuck. The whole thing's frozen. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Why did the whole thing crash? Oh, thank God it can. Okay. I fixed it, guys. Don't worry. I finally got it to come back. It didn't actually stop it. Okay. Let me put this back where it was. Okay. There we go. I just freaked out because I thought it was... Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. It's back. Okay. You guys are good. All right. Awesome. So, thankfully, just the website froze. The stream didn't freeze. Fanta. All right. So, here's the gist. Okay, so I'm getting, yeah, okay, thank you guys, I appreciate it. Yeah, so the chat froze and YouTube Studio froze, that's what had happened. So I was worried the stream had ended, but it was still going in the background. Okay, so, yeah, everyone's saying he's an asshole. Yeah, he absolutely is. And it was pretty obvious. But anyways, so anyways, so he comes out. I don't know if they want me to say their names, but so he comes out and he asks, and he was like, I forgot what he said, but he said, "Oh, is everything okay?" or something like that. And then he barks. He's like, "Are you the owner?" He's like, "No, I'm his brother." And he's like, "I need help with this because clearly he's not able to do this or whatever the case may be." Like, just being the worst, like, just the most tone deaf, arrogant, ableist piece of shit that you could possibly think of. And this entire time he's thinking that simply because he's not screaming that means that he's okay and that he's doing everything right. And that's not, yeah, and that's, you're a fucking moron if you think that's how it works. But yeah, the fun of technology and the internet. So then he's like so then he acts like that I'm the one being difficult, when again, like, I've been doing everything he's asked me to do. It's just, he just stopped asking me to do anything and just kept bitching about things that are irrelevant. So it's like, make no mistake, he's the person that's kept this going as long as it has. Because, I mean, as an example, whenever he said, oh, there's no picture, and then I asked, do you want me to hook up a DVD player? You know what a normal person does? Yeah, that'd be great. Or, even better, if they're not a piece of shit, and I'm not saying that someone who says, yeah, that'd be great is a piece of shit, but I'm saying, as a bonus, they could be like, if it's not too much trouble, that'd be awesome. You know, like I hate to make you do it, but I promise if you do, I'll grab the TV if everything works good. No, didn't. Just the definition of entitled. And remember this. When he, okay, no, I'm going out of order, but because I figured out something later on when I actually thought about it. And so he comes out and he asks, and because he can't see from the counter what TV's plugged in, like on the other display case, because it's like all the way down. And so he asks, he's like, which TV were you asking about? And instead of the guy pointing to the one with the blue screen lit up, he says, well, does it matter which one? He's like, does it matter which one it is? And he just, God, I can't say it. I don't want to say the names, but so then Ross finally claps back, and he says, I just asked you a question. If you're gonna have an attitude with me, you can leave. And which is the exact correct response, because it's like he simply asked, as someone who wasn't here, just asking what we are talking about, and then he's like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? Like, are you not trying to buy a TV? And he's not. That's the fucked up thing. I know I'm jumping the gun here, but he's not here to buy a TV. He's literally here just to argue. He argued over me saying 40 instead of 35, and he had no cash on him, did not have his card with him, did not have his wallet with him, and had zero plans on buying the TV. And yet he still insisted that I plug in the TV for him and plug in a DVD player and put in a DVD and show him everything running. Literally came in just to waste my time and take my time away from actual customers. You want to know what the other customers were doing in the store that I was helping? They were buying an Xbox Series X. Would I rather make, well, I don't make it, but would the store rather make $460 on an Xbox Series X? Or would we rather waste time hooking up a $40 TV, $65, $40 TV, to a DVD player because some dipshit wants to put a TV in his kitchen for the second time in a row? And you know what pissed me off about that is, so he comes over and so he comes over, I grab the DVD player, I set it down, like the guy can clearly see what we're doing, he's on the other side of the counter, and then oh yeah, and I remember one point too, when I'm behind the display case against the wall, and he's on the other side of and I don't even just mean the other side of the counter like this desk, like he's down against the shelf that's on the opposite corner of the counter, like he's literally, 8-10 feet away from me. He's in Chrissy's face, and he's saying to her, because I remember what I said. I was looking at the DVD. I was grabbing the DVD player, and that's the thing. He didn't seem like he was on drugs. That's the thing. I know someone mentioned the crack thing, and I remember when I know this is out of order, but then whenever he started like ragging on me, he asked me what my name is, and I was like, he's like, and after this conversation, I'm like, I'm not telling you my name. And he's like, why, are you worried I'm going to get you in trouble with your boss? And I'm like, no, because I don't know you. Like, it's like, I don't give a shit if you want to know my name. Like, I don't, after this conversation and the disrespect that you give me, I don't want you to know my fucking name. I don't feel safe giving you my fucking name, dipshit. And, you know, it's like, it's not relevant anyways, because I don't like giving customers my name unless I know they're cool, because then customers will turn around and say, oh, well, Chance told me that they would do this. And it's like, you're not putting words into my fucking mouth. And, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm not dealing with that shit. It's not necessary. And, you know, you've already established that I'm not the owner, so that's all you need to know, you know, since you're so worried about that. And then he did go to her and say, because he had the audacity to ask, well, would the owner do anything different for me? And she said, no. He'd tell you the exact same thing. In fact, he would also tell you to get out and not come back. And he was like, oh wow, you know, like he was surprised about that. And it's like, no, that's the way it should be. You should not be able to just talk to the owner of the store and get a special deal when you've done nothing. Again, remember, he's not even buying anything. He literally is having me do all this shit and intentionally trying to argue over every single thing and trying to make me slip up about something just so he can win some imaginary argument in his head. And then he had the audacity to just out of nowhere say, you know, you don't need to constantly be right all the time. And I was like, what? And again, it's like, he's saying all these things that make zero sense, even to a neurotypical person. That would make a neurotypical person, like, have a weird look on their face because, like, where did this come from? What does this have to do with what's happening? And then, how many times did he say to me, "You're giving me a weird look, like you don't you don't understand what I'm saying, or like you don't understand English." And I'm like, I don't. And I'm like, what do you fucking want from me? It's like, I didn't curse, but I'm like, what do you want from me? Do you want the TV or not? You know, but that's the thing is because my brain is so bad at this where I'm not used to being behind a counter at a retail store and thinking I need to defend myself from people, because that's not necessary usually. So when someone asks me a question, or they get a certain attitude or something, my brain doesn't instantly go to, this person's an asshole. My brain goes to, oh, I must have did something to provoke this. So I need to figure out what I did to set them off. And the process of my brain constantly trying to figure out what set this person off, when it's very obvious that it had nothing to do with that and it was all on them, like, for whatever reason, that stress, when I already was like kind of overheated and I was exhausted and I was a little dehydrated, it eventually got to the point where I just had like probably the biggest mental breakdown that I've had in months. Like, I was violently shaking. Like, I can't even like demonstrate it now, but it's like I was violently shaking whenever I was over by the DVD players. And so, and I remember this too because I was trying to block out what he was saying for just a second, because now Chrissy was helping a little bit, and I could just, so I turned around facing the shelf and I tried to calm myself down. I just tried to take a deep breath and just calm down. And this fucking jackass had the audacity to point in my direction, like to where I could see it out of the corner of my eye. He pointed in my direction and said, "See, he's sighing. What is wrong with him?" Like, couldn't even give me 2 fucking seconds to just take a deep breath, let me collect myself so I can come back and deal with this. Because I finally thought to myself, okay, I know what I need to do. I know this is getting out of hand finally. I finally understand this. I need to just take a deep breath, and do that. And then he kept going. So then it brought me back to where I was, and it spiked my anxiety back to my panic or whatever it was back to where it was, and like doubled it. So at this point, I'm hyperventilating, and I'm violently shaking, and I'm like on the verge of fucking crying for some fucking reason. I don't know why. A guy being passive aggressive and saying rude things should not set me off this way, but for whatever reason, it did. Clearly unmedicated autistic. You can't. Sometimes that stuff just happens. But it happens infrequently enough that I forget about it. I probably should go to the doctor, realistically, if I'm being honest, because that was really bad. And so then... And then again, back to the DVD player thing. So the DVD player's over there, and Ross is trying to help. He's walking over to the cables to grab a composite cable to plug it in. And the guy, and again, like, and the guy's like, I still don't see a picture. When he can obviously tell that he's got to get the fucking cable to plug it in. You disgusting, impatient piece of shit. And this stream's gonna get deep. Well, monetization's already turned off on this stream, so hopefully it doesn't hurt the channel. But and again, Ross is just like, just stop. He's like stop. Like, just give me a sec. And so he comes in, he grabs the DVD and puts it in, and then the guy starts ranting to Ross. He's like, I'm really glad you're here. You're doing a. He's like, I'm really glad you're here. I feel much more comfortable, talking to you than talking to the other guy who works here. Meanwhile, I'm literally standing right behind the counter, right next to Ross, and he's acting like I'm not there. And then again, I've got like, I'm like, what? I've got this look on my face because I'm genuinely confused. And then he looks at me and he goes, "Why is he looking at me?" And then at that point, I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? Like, do I look down? Do I look up? I'm like, what do I do in this situation? This hasn't happened to me before, where someone's like looking right at me and telling me to stop looking at them. And I'm like, what? I don't know. And so I'm in that moment, I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm like, this is all the conversation that's happening internally. And then Ross finally just says, it's you. Like, it's not, he's like, he's not doing anything. This is a you problem. He's like, you're being really disrespectful and you're very arrogant right now. And he's like, you're being really arrogant and disrespectful for no reason. And there's no reason for that. And you know what this guy says? He says, oh no, I'm not. I'm not arrogant. I'm confident. There's a difference. He actually fucking said that. He actually thinks that him being an entitled piece of shit and literally being the definition of arrogant, he thinks that's confidence. So he thinks this dude is so fucked in the head that he thinks that him coming into a store to bully an autistic person when he has zero interest in actually being a customer at that store, and then turning that hatred around onto the brother of the owner of the store and his wife for no reason, when they are simply trying to help. Like, you're a fucking sociopath at that point. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, like, I don't even know what word there is for that, because that's the kind of thing you see in like a Karen thing on Facebook or something, and it's like, it's so weird, and it's like, I've never seen this before. And this was another reason why, like, yeah, it's like, yeah, main character syndrome, maybe he's bipolar, I don't know, but it's like, it was weird. And then finally we hook up the TV. Yeah, and he's a narcissist too, obviously. We hook up the TV, And he said, I'm replacing, because he said this earlier, he said, I'm replacing a CRT. So, he's like, I'm replacing a CRT. And I was like, oh, well, this one's a newer HD TV. So, if you, depending on what you plug into it, you may also get a better picture. You may also get HD. And he's like, well, I don't need HD. I just need, he's like, well, I don't need HD. I'm just running a coax into it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, well, there you go. Well, then the coax will run, whatever. And then he was like, oh, but this is blurry. And I'm like at first he said, oh, this is too dark. And I was like, hold on, let's wait for the previews to end. It's probably just the trailer, because trailer is usually dark. And then the actual movie starts playing. And he's like, well, now it's too blurry. And we're like, and Ross is like, that's because it's running through composite. This one's not a Blu-ray player, but if you plugged a Blu-ray player into it, it would be high def. And then he was like, is this one 1080p? And I looked on the back of it, and I was like, I believe this one's 720p. And he was like, okay, I don't need that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to use it. And so, because he mentioned that he has a coax system running into it, so I said, if you take your existing coax and plug it into this, it will run. Because at this point, like, I'm trying to move on from everything that had happened before, and I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to go back to helping him now that Ross is here. And I guess he feels more comfortable now, so I'm re-explaining to him, like, what I explained to him 4 months ago. Like, yeah, you just take your existing coax, it runs in, you can run it the exact same way you ran it on your CRT. And then he was like, but this is blurrier than my old TV. I'm like, what? No, it's not. Like, you're telling me that composite is a higher quality signal than coax. And the way that he described his setup, he's running everything standard def. And I'm like, you're telling me that a DVD player runs on this TV, that you're confident that's blurrier than your old TV? How the fuck do you know that? Like, you don't. That's the answer. And then it's like it was obvious he was trying, and that's the thing, is that's why he wanted us to hook it up. That's the fucked up thing, because he wanted to find something wrong with it. He wanted to find something wrong with the TV, and because he couldn't find anything wrong with the TV, because it was a good TV, there was nothing wrong with it, he kept trying to make up shit. And that's the thing, is it's like, why are you here if you're not buying anything? Why are you here? Why are you wasting our time? Why are you taking away time from us that we could spend helping real customers to run this shit like we're fucking seals in a petting zoo? Wait, do petting zoos have seals? Like we're circus seals, or what's the fucking phrase? Like we're making us jump through hoops. That's the phrase. You're making us jump through all these hoops. And not even being nice about it. Literally the furthest possible from nice that you could be. And that's the thing, is it's like, I would almost rather him just start yelling at that point, because then we could just be like, get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. But it's like, it's like just the perfect amount where his tone is just flat enough that everything he's saying is whatever. And it's like, and it was like, and that's the thing, is it was like he was trying to find something wrong with it. I'm like, why are you wasting our time? And then you know what this dude actually has? I'm literally shaking behind the counter. I'm just waiting for this to be over. And this motherfucker looks at everything, and he looks at Ross and ignores me, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. And he goes, well, I don't even know if he says thank you. He might, to be fair, in his defense, he might have said thank you. I actually don't remember. But he went to Ross and was like, well, something along the lines of, well, thanks for, hooking this up for me and everything. But I don't feel comfortable in this situation. I don't feel safe right now. I don't really feel I just don't feel right with this right now. I feel like the there's just something kind of off here. So I don't have any money on me, but if I come in again, can I get a deal on this TV? He came in at 4:55. At this point, it was 5:45. He had been in the store for almost an hour. And he waits until the end to conveniently drop the fact that he has no interest in buying a TV today, and that even if he wanted to buy something, he doesn't have any money on him. He literally came in just to cause me grief. He literally came in solely to just to make me uncomfortable and to put me in a situation where I was stressed out for no reason. And at that, when they finally left, and I thanked them for staying long enough, because he walked right out the door. And so when he walked out the door, I'm not kidding. They started, basically like saying, "Hey, don't worry about it, Chance. You didn't do anything wrong. It's his problem." And I turned around, I wrapped my shirt around my head, and I just started bawling. Like ugly, aggressive crying. Like, it was bad. And I couldn't stop. Like, it was just, it was, I don't know what it was. Obviously, at that point, I was so overstimulated and I was so, stressed at that point that I don't like the word meltdown. I don't like talking about autistic meltdowns or whatever, because when I think of the word autistic meltdown, I think of like a kid like throwing a temper tantrum at like a Kmart or something, because I was that kid. But so I was just bawling, and I bawled for probably 2 or 3 minutes, and just the entire time, they're trying to not necessarily console me, because they're not the best at that, like, but they're not like, "Oh, you're okay," but they're essentially saying like, "What the hell was that? That guy's got issues." And they're looking at me like, "That guy's got fucking problems." Like this is the 3rd time he's came in and been a problem with us. Obviously, Chance isn't handling it well, and yeah, like, this is ridiculous. And then Ross points out, he's like, he didn't even buy anything. Like, we just did all that for nothing. And I'm sure he gestured to me like, that was for nothing? Like, he's like, we stayed for 45 minutes after we were supposed to leave, and he didn't even buy anything. And they went to me, they said, "Look, I know the store doesn't close for another 15 minutes, but you can go home if you want to. Like, you're good. Like, you're done. You don't have to do anything else." Which I know is only 15 minutes, but still, I really appreciated that. Obviously they're not the owner, as that guy was clearly not happy with, but like, I knew Eric wouldn't care if I was gone for 15 minutes early. It's like, after what happened, I mean, he can look at he can look at the fucking camera if he wants to, and he can see me bawling my eyes out, like, within direct view of the security camera. So it's like, and that's the thing, is I went home. That's the thing, is I went, and for whatever reason, and then Riley came in, and I was recapping the story to him, and which I shouldn't have done, because it was still so fresh. Remember, it just happened, that like the stress of it got to me, and I was this close to passing out. I don't know why. It was probably heat exhaustion with the anxiety and all that, and I've got a fucking heat rash now and everything. But Riley was like, "We're going home. We're closing. We're going home." And at this point, it was like 5:58 or something. Like we were closed at that point. So it's like, you know, it was like whatever. Let's lock up. Let's leave. It's like okay, great. So, and we did, and thankfully my day off was yesterday anyway, so I had the day to kind of, you know, and it sucked because it was all I could think about. I was still like rattled from it, and like it had just drained me. Like the rest of the day I couldn't do anything. I basically was just like I literally went to bed at like 7:30 p.m. and you know, and then so I thought about it, and then today when I went into work I told them, I was like, look, I didn't know at the time that you guys had dealt with him once before, so I know he doesn't just have a bone to pick with me. I was caught in the crossfire, and unfortunately I had to deal with the consequences of that, but he clearly has many things wrong with him. And so this is the third time that was the third time that he's come in. And you know, even though I told him at the time, oh, I'll do $40 and I'll lock that in for you for a couple days, you know, or whatever. That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. I'm not obligated to give him a TV for a price, I said earlier, despite what he claimed. Despite what he claimed about the $35 thing. And but anyways, so the next time he comes in, I'm just gonna tell him, get the fuck out, get out. And I'm just gonna tell him, just get out. Like, just get out. You're not, because at this point, even regardless of my reaction, let's say that I handled it perfectly well in the same way that Ross and Chrissy did, where it didn't affect me at all mentally, and it was just like an inconvenience where it was like, why are you being a douche? And that's all it was. Even if I didn't react the way that I did afterwards, or even during that, even if it didn't cause me a literal like psychotic breakdown, even if that didn't happen, he's wasted probably 3 hours in total in the store, and the entire time he spent that berating employees, and he's never bought anything. Like, this is a pretty cut and dry case of, obviously this person needs banned from the store, and that's what's going to happen. Ross and Chrissy both said, you're banned from the store. They didn't directly say that, but they said, if you have a problem with the way that he's doing things, if you have a problem with Chance, and it's that big of a fucking problem that you can't, that you insist on going to us and complaining about it when he's just doing his job, then yeah, you can fucking leave and not come back. Sorry, that's how it is. Like, if you can't deal with that, if you can't deal with the person who runs the fucking store, then yeah, you gotta leave. So if he does come in, I'm just gonna tell him, it's like, you are not welcome here. You need to turn around and leave. And if he starts talking, he's like, well, I don't understand. I'll be like, no, shut up, leave. Maybe I won't say shut up, but if I have to, I will. I'll be like, shut the fuck up and get out of my store. And the funny thing is that Ross did actually give him the number of the owner of the store. So it'll be kind of funny if he comes in and tells me like that the guy gave him an earful or sent him a big long paragraph complaining about me or some shit, because they were there. They can corroborate it and say that he's full of shit, and Eric wouldn't believe that anyways, because it's like, why would he? It's like, I've been working at that store for a year and a half. It says a year and a half new location, then probably another 2.5 years. So okay, when did I start at this location? So it was late 22 going into 23, I think? Or is it late 21 going into 22? I don't remember at this point. Was it late 21 going into 22? I actually don't remember how long I've been there. So I want to say at this point it's been... So I've been at this store for at least 3 years. At least. So I mean, common sense. Now that I've stepped back from it and my brain's done its breakdown and all that shit, realistically, I was probably already on the verge of, needing some kind of release like that. Like maybe I probably was overdue for a cry or something. It happens. And that was just the straw that broke the camel's back, because just the bullying for I don't like the word bullying because it has like a schoolyard kind of connotation to it, but that's what he is. He was a bully, in the most literal sense. He was a bully. He was trying to egg all of us on for no reason. Of course, most people nowadays just call that an asshole or whatever, but yeah, it is what it is. But that's the thing, is it's like, because I didn't even get to the point where I told him to get the fuck out, because my brain was so far behind. It was trying to rationalize the most recent thing that he would say, and then he would say something else outlandish, or ask me some stupid question, or make some stupid assumption about what something means, and then try to bait me. Like he kept like trying to keep my brain busy, essentially, to the point where I couldn't even like call him out on anything. And I don't know if that was intentional or not. Maybe it was. Maybe he's an expert at picking out that sort of thing, and he exploited that. Because he didn't even give me the time to step back and say, wait, why am I doing this? Just get out. Like, just get the fuck out. You're just wasting my time. Yeah. But yeah, he's just a dumbass. And that's the thing, is it's like, and I remember there was a point where he went on this rant to Ross during the DVD section where I was showing this, and he was like, some people just don't like the world to be this is a sign that maybe he is off of his meds. He was like, some people just don't want to see people be nice to each other or be successful in any sense of the word. And then he gave me this like death stare, and I was like, So you think that I'm intentionally being rude to you to cause you a poor life? It's not that deep, bro. Like, even if he genuinely believed that I was being an asshole towards him, which, point to a single piece. I asked him, I was like, what did I say that was, and he couldn't give me an answer, because there is no answer. And and it's, yeah, that's the thing, is it's like you can't point to anything. And like, it's, I don't know, he's just a fucking narcissist. That's all there is to it. Because he wants to be the victim so badly. He wants, like, to feel like he's being slighted for some reason. He wants to argue about every fucking thing. And I'm just going to tell him, I'll be like, you want a $40 TV, go bad? You want a $40 TV so bad, go to fucking Walmart and buy one. Oh, Walmart doesn't have $40 TVs? Oops, go fuck yourself. So yeah, that's it. So there's the sort of roundabout, disjointed, autistically told story of the guy that made me cry at work 2 days ago. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird. Yeah. So, and the worst part about it is, I think another reason why I reacted so negatively is because literally the previous day, again, a customer towards the end of the day was arguing with me about something, and it was the same time period too, but it was slightly different context. This was someone who bought a PlayStation 4. Allegedly. I don't remember this person ever. I've never seen this person before, so they must have bought it a day I wasn't here, or they were lying. They were probably lying. And I think that's what happened. But they bought a PS4 at some point. I don't even know if it came from here or not. But they bought a PS4 and apparently got some games with it. This guy doesn't have internet. Allegedly. This is what he says. No internet. Lives in town. I'm hooked up to fiber internet right now that I pay $60 a month for. internet's cheap now, and he doesn't have internet. And apparently that's our fault, because we were supposed to tell him that the PS4 needs internet for a lot of games to, like, install. He has a cell phone. He could look up this shit himself. So he comes in and brings in 3 games. And he's like, "Oh, I bought these 4 months ago, but I haven't. But they don't work on my PlayStation because I don't have internet." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "So you want me to trade them in towards other games?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I calculate what we would offer in store credit for them. I give him the price, and he's like, "That's it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was a 15 in store credit." It was 3 games. It was Call of Duty World War II, Uncharted 4, and Need for Speed. I forgot which Need for Speed it was, but it was some Need for Speed game. And he was like, "Well, why are you taking 3 games and only giving me 1 game?" And I'm like, "Only 1 game? No, you don't have to." I was like, "You don't have to get 1 game. I mean, you can get 1 game if it's $15, but you don't have to. You can get, 3 $5 games, or you can get, 2 $8 games. Even though it's 16, I'll still do that for you if you wanted to do that. I mean, it's whatever you want. You can pick out whatever games you want." And he's like, "You don't even have to be games if you want to. You can pick out other stuff in the store. It's store credits, anything." And he's like, "But I don't understand why you're taking 3 games." He's like, I already explained to you I don't have internet. And I'm like, I was like, "I understand. Yeah, you mentioned the internet thing. Yeah, so I was like, if you want, I can help you look for titles that don't require internet access." And he was like, "Well, yeah, that's fine. I just don't understand the price." And I'm just like, what do you not get about it? He's like, "Well, this one," he's like, "I got these here, just so you know. I got these here." And I'm like, "Yeah, 4 months ago. Like, I'm not going to give you I'm not going to swap out games that have the same sticker price as other games when you've had them for 4 months. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, how do I know you're not lying to me about the internet and you can just play them for the last 4 months and now you want to get new games? We're not a rental store. Like, and if we were, then sure, there's a $10 charge, and that right there makes it 15 in credit. Like, people are fucking stupid. And I'm like, and I want to tell them, take it to GameStop. Take it to GameStop. They'll give you $1.17 and a recently clipped toenail. That's what they will give you. $1.17, or I'll give you 15. Which is better? Dipshit. Like, and here's the fucked up thing. 2 of the games didn't even have stickers on them. They didn't have tags. So, like, how do I know they came from here? There's no evidence that they came from here. It doesn't even have... The only one that had a tag on it was the Call of Duty, and that was a $10 game. So guess what? If I gave him what the tags said, what the tags on all 3 of them said, that'd be $10. Because only one of them has a fucking tag. Like, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to swap these out. I don't know if you got these from here. I'm going to give you the trade-in price. And I explained to him over and over and over again, but it was clearly a case where he wasn't... The first time around when I re-explained it to him, I thought, okay, maybe he just didn't... Maybe I explained it poorly, maybe he didn't get it. This is how much I'm offering. And I explained, and I said... And then he kept saying over and over again, he said, "Like I explained to you, I don't have internet." He's like, "I just explained to you I don't have internet." He kept repeating that. And I'm like, "And like I explained to you, it's been 3 or 4 months." And then he was like, "I'm not trying to make it, I'm trying to not make it your problem, but, I only get custody of my daughter, once every 3 months. And I bought this for her, and I never used and I didn't try the PlayStation until now." And I'm like, that's okay. So you're telling me that you're not saying that to, like, get pity, but that's exactly what you're doing, because you're telling me that I should give you, that I should pay to you sticker price for what I would tag these at now, when how the fuck do I even know that they're the same price than they were back then anyways, if it was 4 months ago? And like, and again, it's like, I don't even sell games for sticker price a lot of the times. If someone buys 3 games at a time, I usually sell to them for cheaper than what the tags say, as a bundle deal. You know, like if someone buys 3 games, picks out 3 games, and if I add up the tags and they say 23, I'm gonna tell them, oh, it'll be $20. Like, you know, it's, of course, depends on the person. If they're an asshole, I won't do that, like this person. So I guess technically he's got a point there. But I know I'm just telling stories from work at this point. But this needs to be a separate. This will be a separate video at some point too. Both vacuum stories and the Intelitech mobile channel will also have stories like these ones. But I just want to get this off my chest because this happened too, and it's funny. And he kept saying over again, like I explained to you, like I explained to you. And the owner was there. He was working alongside me when that happened. I was helping the guy. And he kept harping on, wait, I don't understand. So he picked out, so I helped him pick out games from a list that Reddit says don't require internet. And he was like, well, I don't understand. He's like, you're telling, because I told him, I was like, look, if these say they don't require internet, but if you take them home tonight and they have a problem within the next week, bring them back. I think it said 2 weeks. It's supposed to be a week, but I said 2 weeks. Bring it back, and I'll swap them out for you for sticker price. And he was like, wait, so you can do that now but not then? I'm like, yes, because it's been a week, not 4 months. Like, that's what I wanted to say, because that's the obvious. Like, I can't. Do you expect to come in 3 years and get a free trade? Do you expect to buy an Xbox 360 for $400 back in 2005 and then come in today and trade in that 360, that Xenon fat red ring of death bullshit 360, and swap it for a PS5? No, dipshit. Like, that's like speed running going out of business. You know, there's even Costco stopped doing that shit. And they were like known for having like a ridiculously long return period. So, and it's just like, I don't, and even so, it's like, I would still be within the right, even though I don't like to do this because it's kind of a dick. It's like, how do I know you didn't just beat these? Like, it's like, I'm not going to get, like, how do I even know that you're telling the truth about the internet? I have no way of corroborating that. And then I told him, and then he asked, he was like, you know, it's really hard to use the internet, right? He's like, yes, it really is. Like, he was like, you're better off just, you know, with getting a PS3 or a PS2. He's like, if I traded in my PS4, I could get a PS3. I was like, yeah, I mean, we have a ton of different PS3s and they're different sizes and whatnot, but, you know, most PS4s would get you a PS3, no problem. And he was like, oh, wait, so he's like, so it might not even cover it? And I was like, unless you pick out the most expensive one, yeah, it'll cover it. And realistically, even if it's close, I'll still do it for you. I'm just saying, I don't know if the friggin' thing works or not. And he's like, well, I hope it work. I bought it here. I mean, he's like, it is really dusty though. So I mean, that's kind of a problem. And I'm like, you don't own a rag? I'm like, why are you complaining to me about your console being dusty after 4 months? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and it's, I don't know. God, these people are just like, I just don't get it. Like, why be an asshole? Like, because here's the crazy thing. Oh, is the chat froze or something? Let me refresh it. Because here's the crazy thing. If the guy had came in and was nice and said, hey, I've had these games for a couple months. I know it's probably too late to do like an exchange or anything like that, but I want to get some more games, you know, that hopefully don't require internet. Can you help me out a little bit? You know, can I get just a little bit something extra just to make me feel better about it? Like, if you're nice about it, I'll I'll do really good deals. Like, if he was nice about it, but then he grabs, you know, a $10 game and a $6 game, and then he grabs a $15 game, and he's like, and again, this is a common theme. This guy came in with games that were 4 months, that he had for 4 months, with no tags on them. 2 out of 3 had no tags on them, so I couldn't even tell they came from here. And then and he was like, I want to get all 3 of these, but like, these 2 are 16, these 2 are 15. And I said he had 15 credit. I was like, you can do either or, but you can't do both. That'd be double the price. And he's like, but I want to get 3 games for the 3 games. And I'm like, these 3 games are more expensive than what you would have paid for these sticker price anyways. Like, what are you doing? Do you not understand that? And I was like, different games are different prices. That's why these ones are cheaper than these ones. And he's like, but you don't understand. I don't have internet. And I'm like, that's not the fucking point. And I'm like, it's just annoying. And I said, look, your credit would cover, you know, you can get both, obviously. Your credit would cover the 16, and then you just have to worry about the 15 for the Need for Speed Heat. And that's when he dropped, oh, I don't have any money. Why the fuck? You came into a store without money, expecting to, like, get $30 worth of games for your 3 garbage games. And then he was like, oh, but this Call of Duty World War II, this has a $10 tag on it, and you're not giving me $10 for it? I'm like, no, because I don't make any money. I pointed, I said, do you see the 6 other copies of this game that we have? Why would I give you $10 for that, when all these other ones are tagged at 10, and I would let them go for 5? Oh, these people are fucking stupid. People are fucking stupid. I swear. It's wild. Like, working retail. I thought Walmart was bad. Granted, Walmart's worse, because at least this is it's just people. God, I hate selling tools. The people who buy tools are the worst fucking people. Someone's gonna clip that and it's gonna sound bad, but the types of people that come into my store and buy tools, a lot of them are just, because when they bring in their tools, they want retail for it, but when they buy the tools, they want broken prices for it. It's just, and I gotta go. It's almost 1 o'clock already. That's how long I've been ranting. And it is I have to work tomorrow. God fucking damn it. And I haven't got a single video done this week. Oh my god, I'm so fucking shit. What video should I do tonight before I go to bed? This piece of shit, nobody cares about that. No, it's not a piece. It's good, but, you know, just saying, it's not interesting. But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't done a damn video in so long, and I just don't have the energy. It sucks. Like, I don't want to work. I don't want to work at the store as many days as I do. 5 days a week is fucking brutal. And I understand how out of touch that probably sounds to people, because it's, you know, it's 7.5 hours a day for, you know, 5 days a week. I just don't. That's the thing, is I'm very thankful that I have this job, because having this job and then also having YouTube is the perfect, like, split, because I'm actually, like, reasonably financially stable, and that's obviously thanks to you guys. And then also, like, I don't have the energy to do a lot of other jobs. Like, this job just drains me, and it's not because the job itself is all that taxing, because it's not. It's standing behind a counter and taking in trade-ins and selling people PlayStations and bitching to people about TVs and whatnot. Like, it's not bad, but I just don't have any energy. I'm always tired. I'm always fatigued. I always struggle with that. and you know, it's just one of those things where it's like I I'm always just, it sucks 'cause I just don't have the same energy that a lot of other people do. So it's like I'm artificially like stretching myself way thinner than what a lot of other people can do, and that makes working any normal 9 to 5 job really difficult. Because it's like a lot of times I just struggle to get out of bed, honestly. But hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Oh, I did send the shark back today, by the way, the shark power detect. So I'm supposed to get a refund on that. I think they said within 10 days of them getting it, but it's only going to Plainfield, Indiana, so it's not going to take very long to get there. I probably could have just drove it to the damn plant because I have family that live there, so probably should have just did that. I do love that the Bissell lift away. I only wish it didn't have the L. I can see it in the background, which is why I mentioned it. Oh yeah, I don't like the L-shaped nozzle. I'm not a fan of L-shaped nozzles at all. I would have rather the lift-off just have a square nozzle. But I get it, you know. Some people like it. So that's the reason I like the Dyson so much, because the power heads, because there's only the center feed connector, it's basically an L-shaped nozzle on both sides. So you get the advantages of it, but it's still symmetrical, and it's not super wide. Although technically the brushes underneath are asymmetrical. But yeah. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream of me ranting about shitty customers. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And again, I'll still be monitoring the chat for maybe another minute or two. So feel free to drop any recommendations for videos in the chat, and I very well may see it. I don't think Jave Sykes here anymore, but thank you for the $15 in super chat revenue. I really appreciate it. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your night, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace. Vancouver, do the Ultra MVP. That's a good one. I need to do that one. Ultra MVP is a good one. Intelitech Rants, new channel, yeah. I have been debating. I know I have Intelitech Mobile. I've been debating on making a third channel. Just calling it Intelitech Extra or something like that. Where I can do some rants. I can do... because I want a channel where I can do, like, the stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else that I want to do videos on. Like... you know, the toys I had as a kid that aren't vacuum related, like the Geo Tracks or the Speed Stacks or I don't know, whatever else, you know, whatever else random shit comes to my mind, you know. But I have too many channels. I don't even post on the 2 channels I have now. I don't even post often enough. Like, you know, on this channel I try to post every other day, but it doesn't always work out that way, obviously. And then, of course, Intelitech Mobile. Well, on Intelitech Mobile, the video I did on the Note 7, the review I did really good. But I need to do some more videos on this. And I was going to do documentary on this, and I completely forgot. So, it was supposed to be a big project, and I make a music channel where you play guitar. I technically do have a music channel, but I haven't posted on there in a long time. And even when I did, I only posted like 2 or 3 videos, and they did not do well. But yeah, make a video about your first laptop or PC if you still own it. I don't own my first laptop. I do own a similar one to my first laptop, but then my next laptop I still have, which is the ThinkPad T500. That will be on Intelitech Mobile because, of course, laptops are mobile. So that would be on the second channel, but I might do one on that soon. So yeah. Does your store you work at sell vacuum cleaners? No. I mean, technically, there's a couple robots that are, like, underneath one of the wire shelves. There's, like, a Shark and an Ion Vac. I only noticed those for the first time. Again, been here, like, 3 years. I noticed that for the first time because that shelf was the bottom shelf that was, like, covered in sound bars. Or, no, it had amps on it. And I sold one of the amps, and for the first time, I could actually see through the shelf. And I saw there were 2 robots underneath. like through the wire rack. And I was like, oh, there's robot vacuums here. And because the only robot vacuum we have in the store is the one that we run, because we've got like a really old Roomba that runs through the store, but we don't even run it very often anymore because it just somehow gets caught on everything. Like it'll find something and get caught on it, and then the thing will just like sit there. Do you sell computers there? Yeah, absolutely. We have a ton of we have a million laptops, and then a handful of desktops too. I actually just started going through some of the laptops that we've had sitting for a while, just like trying to get through them. Because at this point, if someone brings in a laptop, I'm just like, we're not taking laptops. We have too many. I always tell people, like, you can't. I'm not like we got too many of them. I mean, I can't make an offer on it. We'd have to pass. We got too many of them. So it's just one of those things. Do you sell IBMs at your store? We haven't got any IBM machines in a long time. I mean, because those are really old at this point, anyways. Like the IBM ThinkPads. Because I'm a big fan of ThinkPads. My first like big laptop was my ThinkPad T500, which I still have, and I got that one in 2000. I'm trying to think. 2012. I want to say 2012 or 2013 is when I got. No, I got it in high school. When did I go to high school? I can't remember. I know I got it. I know I had it for probably 5 years. Let's see, that was 7 years ago. So I probably had it for like 12 years at this point. That ThinkPad. Probably 2014. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I know Windows 10. Actually, 2014 sounds about right because I think it was 2014 because Windows 10 was not out yet. And when I first got that machine, technically I've had two. Actually, no, because I remember now. I bought from the same guy. I bought the ThinkPad T500. I bought like 4 of them, I think. And I want to say I paid like 120, maybe. I think I paid like $100 for like 4 of them, or something like that. And I think 3 of them had, no, all 4 of them had XP on them, XP Pro. And then, or no, 3 of them had XP Pro. One of them didn't have an OS, but it originally came with Vista Business. And I know one of the laptops I sold, one of them I did something with. I don't know where the 4th one is, but one of them I kept, one of them I gave to a friend of mine, and the other one I think I sold. So there's still maybe it was only 3, maybe it was only 3, not 4, but yeah. So I think maybe it might have been 3 of them because that would make sense then. And yeah, because I know the one I used for a while was the one that had an XP Pro key on the bottom, and the one I have now has a Vista key on the bottom. So I must have switched to a different one that I had at one point. I don't know. So I guess technically the one I have now isn't the one I used, but it's from the same batch of machines that I got. Wait, didn't I buy another one at one point? Didn't I buy one on eBay? Oh, I forgot I returned it because it had a faulty keyboard, I think? I don't remember at this point. The weird thing is I remember my ThinkPad having 6 gigs of RAM. For the longest of time, it had 6 gigs of RAM. And the one I have now has 4. I almost wonder if I had one and I got them switched by accident or something. But I wouldn't have switched it with that one that I returned, because if that's the case, then mine would have a bad keyboard. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. But either way, I've got a ThinkPad now, and I think the one I have now is a slightly upgraded model, because this one's a T9400 Core 2 Duo, and then the one I had before was a T7400 or something like that. So mine might be the one that can take 8 gigs of RAM instead of 6 at the max, but I've never tried. I probably should, honestly. I assume it's got two gig sticks in it, probably. Or maybe it just has one 4 gig stick. Maybe that's why. Maybe if I put another stick in, it'll work. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. So, anyways, that's it. I better leave now. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace.